bridge to recovery.
Got a bridge open.
As an important route into Sanibel Island reopens. Pivotal politics.
You got to vote.
Bringing more focus than usual on this year's midterm election. And the Heat trying to defend the home court to start a new season.
He becomes so much harder.
These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Kenya Cardone.
I'm Paloma Pimentel. Today is Thursday, October 20, 2022.
Live from the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
The bridge is back. Residents of Sanibel Island getting back and forth freely for the first time since Hurricane Ian. This morning, residents are all smiles as they can finally enter Sanibel Island on wheels.
Crews dedicated a total of 36,000 hours in over 15 days to patch up 5 different spots. Residents are surprised the bridge is cleaned up so soon after the devastation of Hurricane Ian.
They did a tremendous job in a short period of time to make it look, very passable.
No, it's Kenya.
Although the bridge has shown great progress, there's a lot in need of restoration closer to shore. Sanibel residents say they maintain their faith that their paradise can be rebuilt.
Early voting has started in several states ahead of the 22 midterm elections. Reporter Michelle Morris from our DC Bureau has more on why this voting reason is pivotal.
The stakes are high this midterm election, and Americans are taking action. In fact, according to election officials, Edison Research and Catalyst, over 2 million voters have already cast their ballots in order to determine which party will control the House, Senate, and state governments. The votes in swing states such as Georgia and Florida are crucial, not just because they will help determine who runs Congress in the new legislative session next year, but also because laws on the national and local level in those states could impact how legislators handle a wide array of issues, including education, climate change, and abortion rights.
If you care about the right to choose, then you got to vote.
Of the 35 U.S. Senates on the ballot this year, the current Senate split is 50-50 between both parties, with Vice President Kamala Harris giving Democrats the tie-breaking vote for majority. And in the House, Democrats currently control 220 U.S. House seats out of the 435, while Republicans control 212, with 3 vacancies.
There's a pretty wide expectation that the Republicans are going to take control of the House. So that's really what, the forecasters are showing. It looks, that's what the polling is showing. And they only need a few seats, the GOP, to take control of the House. So I think the expectation is that that's going to happen. So then that puts all of the, a lot of focus on these Senate races, because we want to know, will the Democrats be able to hold the Senate, or will President Biden be looking at a Republican Congress, a Republican House, a Republican Senate?
Early voting begins next week, Monday, October 24th, in most counties in Florida, including Broward, Miami-Dade, and Palm Beach County. In Washington, D.C., reporting for South Florida Media Network, Michelle Morris.
Miami Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa shares the frightening details about the concussion earlier in the season. Tua was placed under concussion protocol after a game against the Cincinnati Bengals on September 29th, being his second bodily injury 5 days apart from each other. For the first time since the injury, Tagovailoa reveals he doesn't remember being carried off the field after his head hit the turf. The star QB is set to start in Game 7 on Sunday, and the Dolphins host the Pittsburgh Steelers for Sunday Night Football.
Americans are hopeful this morning as President Joe Biden announces a new plan that should relieve the high cost of gas as we head into the holiday season. President Biden's Ready and Release plan, announced yesterday, will release an additional 15 million barrels of oil from the petroleum reserve. The president hopes this plan will encourage oil companies to lower the cost of gas at the pump.
Why are celebs going bonkers over lattes created by a certain barista? Tilda Swinton couldn't stop photographing his latest coffee creation. The network's Catherine Miranda reports.
When actress Tilda Swinton swooned over a latte and scurried to get her camera, you knew there had to be something special inside that cup. It was Tilda herself.
Yeah, who doesn't want a latte with their face in it,
Think of Brian Leonard as Toronto's latte artist to the stars.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
From Lily Tomlin to Josh Brolin.
No way.
To Olivia Colman.
No way.
To Seth Rogen.
This is insane.
He's leaving them speechless.
Meryl Streep called me a genius, and it'll be on my tombstone probably.
Hillary Clinton said it too.
God, you're a genius.
Barista Brian uses a bamboo stir stick to apply food coloring to the foam. He can crank out latte art in 2 to 4 minutes. Though many of his subjects, like Sydney Sweeney, don't want to drink the artwork.
I can't ruin this.
On the other hand, Tilda Swinton couldn't resist.
And it's delicious.
Sucking up her image. Like Carly Simon, Barista Brian had a dream.
I had some dreams, they were clouds in my coffee.
But he dreamed of foam in his coffee.
You're so vain. You probably think this latte is about you.
His dream of being paid to perform latte art at film festivals and events has come true. He paints everything from the Foam Elisa to Matt Damon to Tom Hanks. And he has a signature line for everyone who praises him.
Thanks a latte.
For the South Florida Media Network,
Face in your latte, face in your latte.
I'm Catherine Miranda.
The Florida Panthers returned to FLA Live Arena for the first time since being bounced from last season's playoffs.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
Defensively, we weren't making multiple efforts.
The moment Heat fans wait all off-season for, the 2022-2023 NBA basketball season has begun. Newsbreak will be back in just 2 minutes.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
If you love me enough to tolerate my perfect little pets and all their glorious dander, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Hoop homecoming. After having the best regular season record in the East last season, the Miami Heat opened this year's regular season right here at home. In last night's season opener, the Heat took on the Chicago Bulls.
The network's Anya Joseph has more.
Ladies and gentlemen, the day has finally arrived. It's the season opener for the Miami Heat playing the Chicago Bulls. Both teams missing key players for the Bulls, Lonzo Ball and Zach LaVine, and the Heat missing Yurtseven and Oladipo. But that didn't stop the Bulls from getting that W to start their season. Building off poor defense, which the Bulls were not taking advantage of in the first half as Miami carried the lead. But maybe it was the locker room talk during halftime or a matter of the second half being the push-through of the game. DeMar DeRozan and the Bulls killing it. No cheap shots here. The Heat just couldn't keep up. But even Coach Spoelstra knew his team was not handling business last night.
Defensively, we weren't making multiple efforts, and our next play speed to make third and fourth effort that was necessary, we weren't getting to that. And then DeRozan just got fully into his comfort zone. Seemed like he was dribbling right to his sweet spots without any kind of duress. That's not only our defense. Like he's a great offensive player. When you're dealing with great offensive players, there's going to have to be those kind of extra efforts on top of that just to get him out of his sweet spots. And we did not handle that well, and then a lot more turnovers in that second half that just kind of compounded those defensive miscues.
With 3 players, Butler, Hero, and Strus dropping 20 points plus, you would think the game was in the bag, but better luck next time. The Heat play the Eastern Conference champs, the Boston Celtics, this Friday at 7:30 at the FTX Arena. In the Control Center, this is Anya Joseph, keeping it real for the South Florida Media Network.
Florida Panthers fans are slightly happier than Heat fans this morning after the team's first home game. The Cats played host to the Philadelphia Flyers at FLA Live Arena last night. Florida scored, first jumping out to the early lead, and by the end of the second period, Philadelphia had pulled even 2 goals apiece. The Cats outscored the Flyers in the final period to win the game 4-3. Cross-state rivals, the Tampa Bay Lightning, visit Sunrise tomorrow night.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Paloma Pimentel.
And I'm Kenya Cardone. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.